This is a submarine invented by the United States more than 200 years ago. A man with a bomb rides a specially made boat under an enemy warship, ignites it and escapes. Before completing this procedure, the pilot was not allowed to surface in case he was spotted by the enemy, which prevented him from breathing fresh air. Engineers used the project to make a barrel-shaped shell and sealed the joints with rubber to prevent water from entering. The pilot only needs to fill the water tank through the valve to sink the submarine to a depth of 6 meters. There was a waterproof explosive on the back of the submarine, which he tied with rope to a drill. When the pilot reaches below the front battleship, he can attach the explosives to the bottom of the ship through a drill. However, the pilot tried various methods, but could not penetrate the hull, and with only 30 minutes of oxygen inside the submarine, he was forced to abandon the mission and return to the surface. The engineers replaced the drill with a harpoon, and enlarged the hull so that it could hold 9 men inside. With the pilot steering the hull through a lever at the bow to aim, and the remaining 8 sailors working together to crank the boat so that it could move quickly until it hit an enemy warship, thrust the harpoon into it, and then detonate the mine, sinking the target. Although the design made the submarine highly maneuverable, it still needed a collision mode to attack the target, which made it easy for the enemy to detect it. So the engineer put a can of compressed air into the torpedo. When the torpedo is fired, the compressed air valve inside opens and releases air to drive 2 pistons to power the torpedo, but the bubbles released by the compressed air can easily reveal the torpedo's track and allow the enemy to avoid the attack early. Engineers had to switch the weapon's power source to a small engine, which required a large battery to power it, resulting in the torpedo being more than 7 meters long. To carry enough torpedoes, submarines need to be bigger. Because submarines are so large, they quickly run out of fuel, so engineers built a special type of submarine to carry fuel, which can hold 400 tons of fuel inside. Whenever other submarines needed refueling, he would surface, and the crew would drag the fuel pipe to refuel the submarine. During this time, the 2 submarines were vulnerable to attack. So engineers fitted the submarine with a nuclear reactor, which used the energy released by uranium atoms to heat water to more than 250 degrees to produce steam. The steam was then piped into a turbine, which turned the turbine, turned a huge gearbox, and then drove the propeller, providing a constant stream of power for the submarine. Because the nuclear reactor was so large, the submarine had to be enlarged to more than 100 meters in size. With more space and more crew members, the submarine's interior began to run out of oxygen, so engineers installed an oxygen generator on the space station inside the submarine, which uses electricity to split water into oxygen and hydrogen. The machine can produce 4,000 liters of oxygen per hour, all of which are piped into each chamber. Today's submarines only need to carry some uranium to operate underwater for 20 years. With great power, the weapon also needs to be upgraded. So engineers replaced the torpedoes with 16 intercontinental missiles, all armed with nuclear warheads, with a range of 12,000 kilometers and 40 times the power of a Hiroshima bomb. And so the perfect submarine was built.